Going back to the topic of the red pill and so on, let's focus on uncomfortable truths that exist today. Azarian, how? How did your journey toward realizing we'd been lied to about things start? Because, of course, mine started in 2020.
Yeah, around that time, yeah.
So you're one of the children of the virus.
Yes.
We are children of the virus. Anyone awakened by the virus, including me, must call ourselves children of the virus for clarity. Child of the virus, we woke up because of the lies and nonsense. What the hell were they on about trans stuff? I mean, one day they told you one thing, the next day it was something else, and then the next day they said there was a deadly Australian strain, and then the next day there was a South African one, and then the next day there was Omicron, Tacron, Deltacron, Megaputatron. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And it was also, you would say, now we're all really going to die. It was crazy.
Anyone who didn't wake up then is on another planet. I mean, if you didn't wake up at that moment, it was already hard not to. But today, 6 years later, if you still think all that wasn't just a show, I mean, you're completely out of touch. You have to be really out of touch. I mean, you must be busy with other things. You have to be really busy with other things not to notice all of that.
You just made a key point about why a lot of people don't get involved in finding out the truth, and it's because the truth takes time, not just to learn it, but also to process it.
I think that's the biggest problem we face. I always trace problems back to attention. I mean, the most valuable thing in this world, people think it's money, but it's really our attention. I mean, what the elites want is our attention. It's through our attention that they get their power. If they're able to keep you with your head buried in the media, glued to screens, in other words, they've given you a ticket to go to the movies and made you believe that since the ticket is free, you have to spend your whole life watching someone else be the main character. You are the main character of your own damn movie, and just because they gave you a free ticket to the movies doesn't mean you have to live in someone else's movie your whole damn life. In other words, wake up. They're constantly trying to show you a movie everywhere, on social media, in the news. Everywhere they're putting movies in front of you. There are movies for people who like politics, for people who like economics, for people who like religion. There are movies for every taste. We live in a system that captures all our attention because where you focus your attention, you give your energy, time, and everything. So what they want is for you to keep your attention focused on things like making money, for example. It's a system they've created to keep you constantly controlled. It's a system of slavery. I mean, they sold us the capitalist idea that capitalism is what's right, isn't it? Yes, it's fine that you receive money for your work. We all agree on that. That is meritocracy. We all know that meritocracy exists there. Well.
You just made an extremely bold statement, and in Spain in 2026, saying that everyone believes in meritocracy is one of the most.
They think meritocracy exists on Jupiter, so I'm ruling it out. Let's see.
Don't you see that Spain is Jupiter? You see it.
Yes.
You're not seeing what's happening. Don't you see some people want me to believe that Sara Santaolalla was assaulted by Evito Quiles when it's recorded that she wasn't, and people still keep insisting that she was?
Just so you know, Sarah is really smart. Because you have to understand. What? Listen to me. I'm going to explain it to you, okay? You have to understand what Sara Santaolalla's strength is. She is on television because of her intellect, because of her knowledge. Why is she there? Well, I would say she's on television because she's a damn meme. She's on television because she's a meme and she provides entertainment.
Look, I'm really sorry, but she's a girl who puts on a show. She's a bit exuberant.
Well, that too.
She always talks very rough, like from the hood. She puts on a show, and she defends whatever the government has done to the bitter end, no matter what it is. She always defends the government against any accusation, no matter what.
Well, because she has to. There hasn't been
one instance where she said, I'm critical of the government because of this. I mean, she's a showy, flashy woman. You could say that Sara Santaolalla is a moderately attractive woman. Exuberante. She dresses exuberantly on television.
If that's what you like, sure.
It doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me.
Attracts, but yes, I understand. I understand the nuances. Yes, I understand that. Yes. The thing is, she knows she's where she is and has the fame she has because she puts on a show and is a meme, and she takes advantage of it and has all of Spain eating out of her hand. No. In the sense that everyone is watching what Sara Santaolalla is doing and everyone is talking about the sling and all of this.
Yeah, well, the thing is that obviously right now the thing
is that it's about attention. I mean, going back a bit to what we were talking about before, right? Attention is valuable because others want to capture it, and if during a global conflict your focus is on Sara Santaolalla's sling, that's great. Who benefits from that? Well, Sara Santaolalla
Sara Santaolalla, I don't know to what extent she benefits. I think she's a victim of the circumstances.
Well, she lives off of that in the end, right? She's a victim, but in the end, she lives off of it. She gets money just for putting on a show at the end of the day and for capturing people's attention.
Geopolitical situation. Do you think that people aren't informed enough to really know what's happening in the world?
No, most people don't want to know the truth. Most people want to stay asleep and
What is the truth, Azarian? Tell us. You said you seek the truth, so tell me what truth you're experiencing now.
well, I wish I had it. I mean, my purpose is the search for truth. I don't know if I'm going to fulfill my purpose in this life or not. I mean, but what I do know is that I dedicate my lifetime, my focus, and my energy to searching for that truth. I could be very wrong, and I'm willing to admit that I've been wrong as many times as necessary. And I'm sure that I'm constantly wrong, but at least that's what I devote my search to. I focus my time and attention on seeking the truth. Whereas, well, there are other people who don't.
But let's get a little more specific. Okay, the truth, what do you mean? On what level? Let's speak clearly. Where are you in that search right now? I want us to go deeper into your line of thought.
It's a complicated moment in my life to ask myself where the truth is because I just had to restructure everything all over again.
Tell us, but yes.
Let's get into the geopolitical topic if that's okay with you, which is a pretty hot topic because I've been saying these days on social media that this whole story about World War III, right? People believe there is a World War III with Iran at odds with the United States or Israel. And I've been saying for a while that what we have is a war, the war of the end times, where the purpose is to enslave all of humanity for the rest of eternity. In other words, it would be the third and last war because there are no sides. I mean, for me, the way I see the world, there are no sides. There is no such thing as the United States being in conflict with Iran and Israel and all that. I believe that for many years now, there has been a plan or an agenda to establish this end times war and enslave all of humanity. That's my point. And from here, if you want, we can start sorting it out.
All right, I want to understand. What do you mean by no sides? Who wants to enslave humanity?
Okay, we all know how it works. Well, at least you know a little about how money works, right? You know, like we were talking before about capitalism, going back to that topic a little bit. We're told to work so we can have an income, have money, that meritocracy we talked about before, right? But the reality is that above that economic system, there's a group of people who, I mean, they're above it, outside of it, they don't work to earn money, they just inflate it, that's all. And that group of people, well, they're rigging the capitalist system. I mean, they decide what your time is worth at any given moment. By inflating the economy, by setting certain rules through taxes. I mean, they have a lot of tools to drive things up. I mean, so that your savings are worth less, so that what you earn daily is worth less. Well, this is inflation. I mean, anyone who knows about inflation knows what we're talking about. That is, there is an elite above all that operating beyond money. Well, that elite operating beyond money are the ones who have that plan. I mean, what is their purpose? Because we're told that they want territories, that they want oil, that they want even more money. I mean, everything we're told is simply a reflection. In other words, what we think they want is just a reflection of ourselves. That is, we live chasing money and we live chasing wealth, and as a result, we believe that they want that too. But they don't have that need. They just press a button and they have money. In other words, they control the world economic system.
That's the big pie. That's the big pie.